my fellow Canadian sister.
So nice to see you again.
So nice to see you as well. So I know we just want to make a quick note that we are jumping over Fiji for just a moment. They were in our schedule, but whether you're live or whether you're online, there's certainly going to be some mishaps. So apologies from our end. Fiji will be featured right after New Zealand, but we are heading over to the wonderful country of Japan. And I'll admit, Katamrita, last year, it was probably one of my favorite segments because there was a whole section of beautiful children that presented. And I'm very excited to say that they are joining us again. They're much older now. They're a year older, but they're just as cute. But I'm very excited to see Japan.
I am too. I actually did sneak in a little bit of the footage before this just to kind of know what I was signing up for here. And these children are expert shloka reciters. So in the Bhagavad Gita, I actually have one here for everyone to see. So inside the Bhagavad Gita, there are verses here, and these verses are called shlokas. And I have to admit, I'm not the best shloka reciter. However, these children are taking us by storm. So without further ado, we can go over to the brilliant children of Japan who are memorizing the Bhagavad Gita.
Day.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare.
Om Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashachya Deshatarine. So on this auspicious appearance day of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, on December 14th, we were with the help of our Sankirtan team and our Sankirtan leader, Jai Harinam Prabhu, we were trying to distribute as many books as possible. The mission of distributing, which Srila Prabhupada wanted and his spiritual master wanted, we are being the instruments of this Lord Chaitanya's message to spread all over Japan. On this Bhagavad Gita day, we were trying to have a campaign of Shastradan, which with the permission of the BBT Japan, we were they are considering to give this one book for a 500 per unit, and we are today collected almost 50 units in the Sunday feast. So we will continue this effort, and this books actually goes to prison houses, rehabilitation centers and old age homes, and also to the universities. And we got a wonderful feedback that one sloka of this book had made the change in the perspective of their life. And we need all the world's blessings on this for our temple, ISKCON Phanaburi, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and Gaura Nitai Gaura Sundara. So on this we were very thankful for our team, the translation team, especially His Grace Tapaswini Mataji, who has put 3 years of dedicated effort to translate this book. So we are very thankful, and also thankful to our Srila Prabhupada, who has kept us in this mission in the service of his spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, which again connects to the Guru Parampara, to Sri Krishna, and especially to Lord Nityananda and Gauranga, and to all ISKCON Guru Vrinda. Thank you very much.
Today is the Gita Day, and we in Japan, the BBT in Japan, we have published or printed more than 12,000 of Bhagavad Gita in Japanese language. This is a brand new Bhagavad Gita we have published in this year, and out of that we have already distributed approximately 10,000 Bhagavad Gita in this year. This is a great achievement, and we have taken a vow to distribute more and more Bhagavad Gita in the Japan and also outside of Japan. So on this auspicious day of Bhagavad Gita, we promise that we will all involve in the distribution of Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna Mansuri.
Hare Krishna Bhagavad. So you know today is Gita Jayanti, right?
Yes, I'm aware, and it's very important to read the Bhagavad Gita. There are several wonderful and touching slokas in the Bhagavad Gita.
Exactly. So I guess we recite the Chatur Shlokas, which are the prime essence of Bhagavad Gita. So I'll do 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti mata bhajante mam buddhavava samanvitaha. Translation: I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
10.9 Machchitam Mangata Prana Bodhayantam Parasparam Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. Translation: The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dhamma karma chamme vipiyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjamma naiti mameti sorujana. あるジュナよ、我が権限と活動の超越性を理解する者はその肉体を離れた後に再び物質世界に誕生することなく我が永遠の住処に来たりて済むのだ。Bhagavad Gita Slokam 2.22 Vasam Shijirnani Yata Vihaya Navani Grihnati Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Samyati Navani Dehi. Translation: As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up old and useless ones.
In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 26, Lord Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti uparhittam asnami prayatatmanaha. Translation: If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. Again in chapter 10, Shloka 10, Krishna says, Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. Translation: To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The qualification for a person to be connected and to go back to the Lord is to always engage himself in all sorts of services, offering everything he has. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be done with love. If a devotee is intelligent enough, he will make progress on the path of self-realization.
The personal realization of reading Bhagavad Gita is actually it's a very deep, unfathomable book. But always I see it's in Sanskrit, but the commendable work which Srila Prabhupada did is in English, and which is very easily accessible and easily understandable way, which helped me to understand the questions of my life, and also to help me that what is the purpose of chanting and what is the purpose of devotional life. Otherwise it's impossible. So I thank our ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, for giving this book as it is, Bhagavad Gita, which is as per what Krishna intended, and passing the same message. So when I read Srila Prabhupada purports, I always think that what Krishna wants to say and what Arjuna understood, that was shared to me through his purports. So I feel so indebted, and thanks to Srila Prabhupada on this auspicious day. Hare Krishna.
キルタンシュラルです。5000年前にシュリー・クリシュナはクルクシェトラでバガバッドギーターを語られました。私は、今から30年ぐらい前にゴパール・クリシュナ・マハラージの招待によって、クルクシェトラに行くことができました。その時はクルクシェトラでラテヤトラのお祭りが開催されていました。そこにはクリシュナミュージアムがあって、そこにはクリシュナだけを扱った素晴らしいミュージアムがありました。そしてそこには 一本の木があります。その木の紹介には、この地でシュークリシュナがバガバッドギーターを語った。そしてこの木は不滅になったと書かれてありました。はい、
My realization from Bhagavad Gita is this shloka. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktaya prayachati tat aham bhakti upahitam ashnami prayat manaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. So I basically prepare here bhoga for Krishna, Radha Govindji, and all the festivals for Food for Life, for Sunday feast. So my realization is, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I want to focus on the prasadam side, so that lot of people can eat Krishna prasadam and they get the consciousness and realization, and they also come to Krishna consciousness and read Bhagavad Gita to make their life successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. The auspicious day of the appearance of Bhagavad Gita. I like to read books of Srila Prabhupada on the street because they always give me a strength of eloquence of speech, be able to clearly speak to the conditioned souls on the street. It gives me a kind of a shelter, a protection, a guard against material energy. I always like to bring my chanting and reading there close to the event of approaching the conditioned souls. And I like to read all kinds of different books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and some other very sweet books, connected to the pastimes of Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. But always when I am in some kind of difficulty, I always come back to the Bhagavad Gita and read Bhagavad Gita there on the street aloud to myself. Bhagavad Gita is really the complete science of devotional service, complete science of all the ways how we can accommodate different levels of spiritual practice to conditioned souls there. And I was just recently distributed just this book on the streets, and it gave me such a great happiness, and it gives me such a wonderful feeling of satisfaction that some of these young people who are going away from me with this book, that they will have the opportunity to bathe their intelligence and their mind and their senses in this nectar of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is most wonderful book that saved my life and that kept my spiritual life connected to book distribution also. So I'm very grateful that I'm still able to find the mercy of Krishna to be able to go out, distribute books, in small ways or bigger ways, but just be connected to book distribution and to Srila Prabhupada's wonderful translations, nectarian translations of the Vedic literatures. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
ハレクリシュナ、ミエです。バガバットギーターを学び始めてまだ、短いので、なかなか信念や知識がまだ深まってはいませんが、自分の中にクリシュナがいてくださるということがすごく心強く思っています。ありがとうございます。
ハレクリシュナ、あゆみです。バガバットギーターを学び始めてから自分がこれってどういうことかなとか迷った時にギーターの話を聞くと、そこに自分の知りたかった答えが必ずあって、私の人生を導いてくれてるなと感じています。ありがとうございます。
Krishna. Today we celebrate the auspicious day of the advent of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the message spoken by Lord Shri Krishna. Bhagavad Gita for me has two key messages. One is that we have to do everything in our daily life, keeping Krishna in the center of everything. And ultimately, we have to surrender to Lord Sri Krishna to be free from this material births.
First of all, my sincere obeisances to Srila Prabhupada ji for giving us this nectar, Bhagavad Gita as it is. Just to add to Chakri Prabhuji's, I have one more just point to say, that it also helps us how to lead our daily lives, not get attached to the results, but do our action in a much more balanced, stress-free way. And it certainly helps us in day-to-day life, whether professional or personal. So, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 中田です。このギータブックはとても詳しく解説してあり、かつ原本に基づいて書かれていますので、とても興味深く読むことができます。私はクリシュナの恩寵でこのありのままのギータブックに出会えることができて本当に嬉しく思います。なんか生きる望みができたというか、そんな本当にハッピーな気持ちになることができます。ありがとうございます。
Hare Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 40, Krishna is saying, Naiha vikrama nashasti prattabhayana vidyate shalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayad. Krishna is saying that a simple endeavor in the path of bhakti can save someone from the greatest danger. Actually, we are suffering in this material world since time. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is showing us the path of getting out of this repeated death and birth circle and go back to the Godhead. So let us all study Bhagavad Gita regularly and make our life successful. Hare Krishna.
Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaayunyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavashaiva Kimakurvat Sanjaya Drushtva tu Pandavarikam Vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharya Mukasangamya Raja Vachanamabraveet Vashaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishena Himata Atra Shuravati Shvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratasya Drupadasya Maharatha Drupadasya Maharatha Drishtaketu Shikitanaha Kashirajasya Vilyavan Purujit Kunti Bhojasya Shaivasya Narapungavaha Yudhamanyusya Vikranta Uttamojasya Viryavana Saubhadra Draupadeyasya Sarva eva Maharatha Asmakam tu Vishishtaye Tani Bodhat Vijottama Nayaka Mama Sainyasya Sandhyarthatam Ramivite Bhavam Bhishvasya Karnasya Krupasya Samitinjayaha Ashvathama Vikarnasya Somadatti Sathaiva Cha Somadatti Sathaiva Cha Somadatti Sathaiva Cha
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
The first principle of Bhagavad Gita comes actually. What is the best gift Krishna is given is not the diamond, human form. His human form is the best form where we can sit here and understand. How much you think if I go to UNO Zoo, take a ticket and take this Bhagavad Gita and sit in front of the monkeys and chant? How many think that monkeys will start chanting Hare Krishna? Even I will also forget. Association. That's why this temple is there. The temple is for the association of all the devotees to understand this great principle of Bhagavad Gita.
Essence of Sanatana Dharma. And another example here, like we have eyes, mouths, hands, legs, and everything. But at the end of the day, who is enjoying it?
That's the point.
So at the end of the day, the stomach is enjoying it. So that was a very good example of.
What makes it a good example? Like what that gives us? What is the point actually Prabhupada is mentioning from that example?
I wanted to know from you the exact details of that.
It is there already there. You read the chapter. You read that. Okay. Anyone want to answer this? What is that? The stomach and the legs and the other parts. So what is that? That example. Yogi Prabhu or Prashad Karthik take lead. No. It's everyone's plate. Everyone can take this. Go ahead, Karthik.
I think our body is like a machine where stomach is the part that is in between the body and it's connected to all the other parts of the body. So whatever we put in the stomach, that energy goes into different parts of the body, and you'll be able to do more than what's required based on what you eat and what you consume.
Exactly. So how the point is like how the Krishna and we have this analogy resembling, right? The same thing, like as Karthik mentioned. Can you do it?
Yes.
Okay. So as Karthik mentioned, the analogy is like cooperation. It's a cooperation between the stomach and the trust that the hands, legs and the mouth is keeping on the stomach. The stomach, after enjoying, it won't forget the other parts of the body. It equally nourishes, and the nourishing is so sustainable that each part individually acts and serves again the stomach. So there is a complete relationship, give and take. Right? So similarly, the living entities and the Supreme Personality, he is the master and the creator. He is the, like our Prabhu said, he is the enjoyer and the
Thank you.
What a wonderful tour through Japan. There's so much to unpack there, but we are actually jetting right over to Thailand. There is no time to waste, but one thing that I would like to highlight is Japan, when asking them, said that it's truly an international society for Krishna consciousness, because they have people from Japan, India, America, even Russia, all part of the community there. So it truly was an expression of that international sense of our community.